In the very top corner of an old, dusty attic, tucked away behind some forgotten boxes and cobwebs, sat a small wooden box. It wasn't much to look at, really. The paint was peeling and the brass lock had long been eaten away by rust, and so everyone just assumed it was broken, empty, worthless. People would walk past it every day, shuffling up into the attic to retrieve something or other, and they would open the bigger boxes around it, tossing aside the blankets and tissue paper, until only the smallest box remained, and no one ever opened it because no one ever thought there was anything left for them up there. As she looked at the photo, a lost legacy was revealed, and as she read the dream, a fire was lit within her soul. She tucked the photo and the dream into her dress and skipped out of the attic, down the stairs, and across the yard to her grandmother's house. And now it was her turn to add her story to the collection, to fill the next page in the family album, to keep the dream alive. There, over cups of tea and slices of cake, she shared her discoveries, not realizing that she had already begun to share her gift. For in sharing the story of her ancestors, she was also sharing a part of herself. In sharing their legacy, she was also discovering her own. And in sharing their dream, she was also making her own come true. All of a sudden, the attic didn't seem like an attic anymore. It was a portal to the past. And the box wasn't just a box. And if you do find a closed box, don't be afraid to open it. You might be holding the story someone needs, or the dream someone forgot. It was a life waiting to be lived, a story waiting to be told, a dream waiting to come true. No one ever thought that maybe, just maybe, the most unexpected places can sometimes hold the greatest treasures. The box grew more and more forgotten, untouched, unloved, unopened. But one day a little girl climbed into the attic. She was a curious child with bright eyes and an even brighter imagination. She could spend hours up here with her teddy bear, making believe that the attic was an enchanted forest, or a pirate ship, or a faraway land, and today was no different. Years went by. Seasons changed. The attic filled with more junk. An old wooden box tucked away in the corner. She climbed onto a nearby trunk and peered inside. Inside, nestled in the musty folds of a yellowed envelope, was a faded letter, an old photograph, and a single sheet of paper with faded ink. The letter was addressed to her grandmother, the photo to her great-grandfather, and the sheet of paper was a dream written in her great-great-grandmother's hand. Oh, it was locked. But she didn't need a key to know that this was no ordinary box. She could feel it in her bones. This was a treasure chest. At least it had been once. Except this time she noticed something new, or rather, something she had never noticed before. She brushed away the dust and gently lifted the lid. As she read the letter, a story unfolded before her eyes. She carefully folded the letter and placed it in her pocket. You see, the box hadn't just held a life. It had held many lives, each one as precious and unique as the last. So if you ever find yourself in a dusty attic or a cluttered basement or a forgotten drawer, take a closer look. You never know what you might find.